3-2-1, members of Islandstats Sports Club and Senator Barron. Tragic event here early this morning.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming this morning. Unfortunately, another one of our sons of the soil met with tragedy last night. And for us here at the Islandstats Sports Club, it was at our club. And first of all, we would like to extend on behalf of the officers and members of the Islandstats Sports Club, we'd like to extend our heartfelt sympathies to the family of this young man. Just very briefly, it's tragic. People had to be here. Someone had to see something. And we're asking that anyone who was here at the club last night would be gracious enough to inform the police of anything that they saw, regardless of how insignificant it is. As far as the club is concerned, we are a community-based club, and unfortunately, this is one of the things that happened on our premises last night.
Assistant Secretary Carla Zuhl, am I correct in saying that it was a private function?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a private function held at the club last night. It began at about 9, and it ended just after 1 a.m.
Am I also correct in saying that it was all about celebrating the death of someone?
Well, no. It was actually, I have to be clear. As I worked last night in the bar, I was told that there was going to be a party. I was not told of any specifics. Later to learn upon arriving on site that it was a party to celebrate the life of Gary Fingers Can, who was murdered in 2009. So his birthday would have been yesterday. His mom and his immediate family members and his friends were here last night. It was a very peaceful event, without incident, at least from what I could see from in the bar. So for this to happen is really heart-wrenching, and I'm taken aback because there wasn't even a scuffle in the club. I don't know what to say insofar as it's just so disappointing.
We turn now, Senator Barron. There's a lot of tension in the community right now, as you know, about the pepper spray. Would you think that it will be best advised to postpone Sunday's big match out here between Dandytown Hornets and PHC in light of this recent death?
Well, look, I think the security assessments will be done by the police with the clubs, with the BFA. But I want to make something very clear that regardless of this types of behavior and the subculture that's hell-bent on violence and crime, that should not impact Bermuda's culture. It should not impact Bermuda's sporting events, and it should not impact Bermuda's sporting clubs. And I'm here to support and I appreciate you inviting me here. And I'm here to support this club because the tremendous amount of work that the Western Stars does for this community here, and I know my friend MP Weeks will tell you that the club does a tremendous amount for the community. And we mustn't forget that even in the most darkest time. We have to remember all the positive things they do for the youth of this community, the seniors of this community, and not just through sporting events as well. So I'm here to support this club. It's a very tragic time, and we have to remember that there's the tensions within this subculture have been up and down. However, we've seen last night that this can happen at an unexpected time, and then that is tragic. So the details, of course, the police will get into. I'm simply here for support. I'm here to support this club because they are calling for the community to calm the tensions down, particularly with this issue. They are calling for the community to remember the amount of work that they do for the community because they require the community support. They have the community's buy-in, and that's why you've been a successful club. So this is not befitting of the club, and that's why they're out here with they've called this press conference.
President Dill, am I correct in saying that the new committee under you has worked tirelessly to clean up the area, the bad element, etc.? You've gone above and beyond the call of duty to have things, and it has been relatively quiet and smooth out here over several months.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, that is correct. But you know, all of that good that we have done in those 2 years, close to 2 years now, basically people will still look at us differently as a result of what took place here, you know. So we have to again figure out how do we rise up now based on, you know, what's happened here. You know, we have to sit down and figure out where we are and how do we rise above this, and hopefully that people will look at it as not as the club, but just the fact that it happened here.
As president, do you think it's a wise move to postpone the big match on Sunday here, Hornets and Zebras?
Mike, I don't want to comment on this type of things right now.
However,
I think we're dealing with a tragedy right now, and you know, those sorts of things will be left up to the people. You know, I don't want to comment on all that.
But I'd also like to add, from another perspective, within moments of the gentleman being shot, people were pulling out their phones, taking pictures. Pictures are now circulating. As a media person, I would like to appeal to the public to stop doing this. It's very disrespectful to the families. And imagine having to see your child dead on the ground, not even 15 minutes within it happening. We've entered a time in media where it can be very irresponsible. And I'm really disappointed. We literally had a young man here about to fight someone last night because he caught them taking out a camera to take a picture of him laying there dead. The young man who deceased, he was in the club last night without incident. He was there Saturday night without incident. He didn't deserve this. No one deserves it, but we have to, and we have done a lot as a club to try to get rid of certain elements. And I'm gonna be frank, it hasn't been easy, because the more we try, sometimes the more kickback we get. But I hope that to our parents, because we have a very vibrant youth program and a winning youth program, and we hope that this does not malign our club in any way. This was not a Dandytown or Western Stars event as such. It was here. There was security here as well. But unfortunately, it goes to show that you cannot control other people's actions. And so we're working arduously to keep and to build on the image of our club, because we do unfortunately have, in some ways, a bad reputation, and it's unfair. So I would just appeal for anyone who knows anything, because there were very few people in the vicinity. They had to see something at the time, to please come forward and say something. If you don't want to say something to the police, come to one of us and we'll convey the information. But we have to bring this killer to justice, and we have to end this disgusting behavior.
I'd like to say, let me say something really quick, because what I've heard Mr. Dill and Carlos speak about, some of their concerns about the club's reputation. I don't want you to own any of this, because you don't, okay? Because this happened at your club is tragic, but the decision that someone made to go take someone's life, you don't own that, okay? This is not your club. This is not what happens at your club. You have a good club. It's a fine social community club.
Thank you.
And I don't want you to own that, okay? I know you have a heavy heart today because something happened at their club, and that's completely unfair. So I won't allow the media or anyone to misalign your club because of something that happened there. This could have happened on Front Street. It could have happened on Court Street. It could have happened in Somerset. So because it happened at your club, you don't own that, okay? And we have to, as a community, rally around this club right now, because they're come out here at 10:30 in the morning and say, we want to address this right up front. And I applaud you for that. But you don't own this. This isn't your decision. Someone came in here and murdered someone. Let's be very clear about that. And you don't own any of that. And I feel for you, and I feel for your club, and I feel for the entire family. And I'll tell you this, if the decision is made to play that game on Sunday, I will be here, and I'm going to ask everyone else in the community to come out and show support for your club, because this is a safe place, it's a good community, and this is about the community spirit, okay?
Mr. Michael Weeks, very much involved with Western Stars over the years. You live in the area. You're a former member of the executive. It's a sad morning.
Well, it certainly is, but I would like to reiterate what our club president, Mr. Willis Steele, said, and the Minister Barron has said, that this is not a Western Stars problem. This is a community problem, and we as a country have to address it. It's not a sports problem, it's a social problem. So what we have to do is to rally around each other as community, as one community, and solve this. And it's really heart-wrenching to us all, and to me personally, as this is actually my home club. you know, and I feel for the president because he's done a lot of hard work to change the perception of Western Stars over these last few years. So I take my hat off to him, and I stand by him in his effort to continue to give Western Stars the proper name that it is, because we are, after all, a sporting and community club.